So as you all know, we've had the announcements from the world authorities as well as our local government and federal government talk to us in regards to the pandemic that is the coronavirus. And it's very sad. It's taken many lives thus far, and if they can't get it under control, it'll take many more. From my readings, and I would urge you, as I've mentioned before, do your research on it, ensure that you know that you're getting facts rather than fiction, and watch out for the fear-mongering, which is a typical response from a worldly view, but from a Christian view, we don't need to be fearful of this. We don't need to, worry about it or put too much emphasis on its conditioning, because we know, rightly so, that there is something that's far greater of a risk to humanity, and that is sin. And so this opportunity gives us a great time to talk with people about the gospel, to serve and to love our neighbours. How do I know? Well, we're going to go into Acts very soon, and the early church was very helpful to those in need. In fact, the Black Plague, when that was around, the non-Christians ran a mile. They, did the equivalent of stocking up on toilet paper and bottles of water, and they just were fearful and went as far away from the sick as possible. Whereas Christians actually hung around, and they actually went into and helped those who were in need, those who were vulnerable, and took care of them and took them in. And in fact, Christians seemed to survive more than the non-Christians, and the Christians were in amongst all of the mess and the muck, right? And leave that as it may. Also, early in the Roman Empire too, there was great suffering there, and the Christians actually got a bad name in a good way. They were saying, they used to call us the atheists, that these atheists, they take better care of our poor and our sick than we do. They go out of their way to do the right thing and to care and to love and to help in times of crisis and in times of need. We need to do something about this. We needed to do better. And whilst they tried to do it, they could never master it because it wasn't coming from the right heart, right? Which is the gospel, to love those around us. And so how do we as Christians, how we at BBC, do we respond to such a crisis like the coronavirus? Well, it's this. We love our neighbours. We care for them. We ensure that we are not fearful of this disease in the same way that the world is, where we lose our mind and we stockpile up on toilet paper. But we are the people that take the extra roll of toilet paper that we maybe don't have to give to our neighbour who's in need. Or perhaps we pray for the sick. Most importantly, what we do is we ensure that so that we can serve others without them being fearful, might have to sacrifice ourselves in the sense of to take care of ourselves and to listen to the world authorities when they share these things. So no matter on a personal level what you think about it, scientists, doctors, they've put a lot of effort and time into this. And so for us, being loving and caring, we too stay home when we're sick. We too ensure that we're not around people that are vulnerable and have health issues when we're unwell. We ensure that we wash our hands thoroughly, as it has been said. We avoid a hug and a handshake, no matter how tough that might be for us, so that we can love others who may not want or feel uncomfortable for us to do so. We share our concerns about the pandemic. But what we do is I've seen two sides of this. I've seen fear-mongering, and I've seen the other side, which is not taking it seriously at all. And so we as Christians and we at BBC, that's why we've put the things into place. That's why we have put a hold on communion until we can do it right and do it in a more safer and healthier way. That is why we've asked people to stay away today who are unwell, myself included. And we've also put up signs around the place to help us to remind ourselves to care for people and to watch out and make sure we're doing those things to keep ourselves clean, ensure that we're not causing anyone to trip over, or be fearful. So we do those things that we've been asked to do from a world standpoint, regardless of what you think it might be. So I want to thank you so much for your heart and for your love for others, that you've adhered to this and that you'll continue to. And as we get better updates from head office, we will let you know. And it's all about learning ways to do things better, and I think this is a great opportunity. Lastly, I know it's been 5 minutes or so, but I want to say this. What a great gospel opportunity that we have to point people to God, to point people to Jesus, the chief physician. What a great way we can do by loving our neighbour in such a way that they will ask us why we are so kind. Maybe even the naysayers will have a complaint that we're doing our job too well. Wouldn't that be great? And what a great opportunity to let people know that they don't need to fear this virus, but they need to fear a broken relationship with God and with others, and that they can turn to him because he loves them through Jesus Christ. So thank you again. And lastly as well, if we could, make sure there's, if you need any toilet paper, just to let Isabel know, if you are in need and you're stuck, please let the church know. Don't forget about Food Market too, in regards to, other things like food and water that you might need. God bless. Bye for now.